So I'm going to show you something with the new box that's brand new to me. I've never done it before. And it has something to do with this cover. I've been in this box a time or two, but not really. This is the first time I've really dug down in there. So I've been introducing worms to this box for the last 2 weeks. I have a little bowl about this size, and when I'm pulling compost out for the garden, I throw the worms in the little bowl, dirt and all. And when I've got a mix, I throw it into here. So I've done maybe 2 of these full of worms in this box. These guys, these little earthworms, I collected these out of the compost pile. People said they wouldn't compost, but y'all, they compost just fine. And they populate just fine. They thrive. I don't know if we'll see anything today. It's possible we won't. It takes them a minute. This is a huge space. This is an old baby bed frame. There's a little guy. Earthworms go way lower than composting than red wigglers. So I have to dig my trench a little deeper. It's okay, I need to turn it over anyway. There's one, here's a little cluster. Everybody seems to be shiny. That one's got an egg coming off the top of its head. That's all good signs. There's another one with an egg. Everybody looks like they're breeding, that's good. That's what they should be doing in this big old box. Eating and breeding like crazy. Worms can sense how much food is present and how much space they have. This is the downhill side, and it seems like there's a little cluster of them down here. There's quite a few in there. That's interesting. I want to make certain that the moisture stays consistent all the way to the bottom, but not overly wet, not soaked, just damp, like a wet sponge. I just repotted an orchid. This is a little bit of biochar. So citrus, straight off the lemon tree. No. You want to know what this feels like to these guys? Next time you get really chapped lips, like really chapped, when they're cracked, maybe bleeding a little bit, take a great big drink off of a jug of orange juice. The way that feels to you, when worms reproduce, they connect and they move back and forth. And that friction tears them a little bit. So that wound, that's a little bit of open flesh right there. And this will burn them. I do put them in the compost pile. Watermelon, however, is a fan favorite. Avocado, sure. Eggshells, sure. In this form, it's just more for something for the microbes to eat. It'll take this calcium years and years and years to actually make it to the garden. These are some roots out of that orchid pot. Onion, strawberry, all good. Kiwi, good. This is an old rotty sweet potato. More lemon, no. Lemon, no. I have one a day. Lemon, no. This peach. So I'm not feeding very heavily yet. I don't want it to just rot. Although I've discovered that even when the worms are not present, the microbes fly through this stuff. I thought about starting a bed and not introducing any worms at all, just to see what the microbes would do. I grew my sweet potato slips using this. This is coffee. I bring it from work. If this were red wigglers, I would put this on top. There's a worm right there. But these are earthworms, and they don't spend quite as much time on the surface. So I'll put everything underneath. That's it for now. I'll check on this every week for a while. All of this bedding a little bit of sand and silt from the creek, some clay from the gopher holes. There's a big clump. There's a big one, very pregnant. Good, 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 good. Oh, big handful there. In you go. I want them to be okay. But I'm guessing a lot of these creatures die when it gets dry in the summertime and then the eggs hatch later. But these guys will have a nice long life. Because this time no gopher is going to come in the bottom. The compost is crucial. The ratio for all that stuff would be 3-1-1. That's 3 parts compost, 1 part sand and silt, and 1 part clay. And also it is leaves. Usually I sprinkle a little hemp meal. I'm out. This is cornmeal. You have to be really careful with cornmeal because it'll ferment. And fermentation means alcohol, and that's no good when it comes to worms. Just a little. And one more. Now this, I ground these eggshells in a coffee grinder. They still have to go through the worms and microbes, but these particles are small enough that the microbes can eat these. So microbes have enzymes on them, and it breaks down hard minerals. The worms have enzymes in their digestive tract. Both of them break down these hard minerals and make them water soluble, accessible for the plants. In this fine powder form, it'll be made available way more quickly. Okay, I said I was going to do something I've never done before with this one. It's time. I traded worm castings to somebody. For this whole bin of wool. Ooh, it's strong, mercy. Let's take 2 of them. Oh, I'll take this one. That looks like enough right there. I'm going to put the rest of it all over the garden. I traded somebody 2 bags of worm castings for that whole bin full of wool. Wool is whew. It's very it'll take your breath away. That urine converts to nitrogen on this stuff, so it's super high in nitrogen. I've heard worms love it, so we're gonna try it. As a matter of fact, I got enough of it to put on my whole garden. Well, I'm not sure what happened after I walked away from the truck. I don't know if my battery went dead or if it was my brain, but somehow I didn't record putting the blanket on there. I've decided that I want to rinse it. Not only do I want it to be damp on the worms, I want to rinse some of this urine out of it. It's soaked in urine right now, and so that means there's a lot of nitrogen. I don't want all that nitrogen necessarily going into the castings, and I'm afraid it might burn the worms. Ooh, it's smelly. So you didn't miss much. All I did was pull it out of that bag it was in and do this. It's quite damp. It's even damp on top. Maybe I don't, yeah, I want to soak some of the urine out. I don't see any worms on top. Let's see. I just fed them. I wanted to leave these. Oh, there's one. Okay, cool. There's a worm. Okay, that's a great sign. Okay, there's another one. Okay. Immediately it became cleaner, so all of the darker color is urine. slick. It's the first time I've done this, so I'm going to err on the side of caution. I want to make sure there's plenty of spaces for them to come and go. This smell is so familiar from my childhood. Once a farm girl, always a farm girl, I guess. It's got a weird pattern to it. These creatures have been through a lot moving into this box and everything, so I'm probably going to leave this alone now. I'm guessing these worms need a break. This is 2 buckets full of nitrogen, but that's going straight to the garden. I recognize I'm repeating myself, but there is some intention behind it. So once more, this is my first time using wool. It seems like it's going to be great. I've read that microbes love the lanolin. I've also read that the lanolin has a bit of a pest repellent property. I'm hoping it'll be just repellent enough to cause some slugs to bug out. I've also read that I can dilute this water 1 to 1 and be good to go, but I know sheep manure is hot. I'm going to dilute it 3 or 4 to 1. Okay, thanks for watching. See ya. I no longer said the because I know and out of road. I wandered for miles all around. Dawn had left me sunset.